Hello, my name is Resident Evil Academy. I am new to the scene of making videos and things like that. This is my first time ever making and editing a YouTube video, and it's also my first time creating a thumbnail for a YouTube video, so please forgive me if it's rough. I'd like to let you all know that I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I like to make this a fun channel where you can learn lore and just cool facts that you didn't know in general. Now, I'll let you carry on to the video. Thank you. Today, I would like to go over my top 5 Tyrants and B.O.Ws in the Resident Evil series. At number 5, we have the Regenerator from Resident Evil 4. This bioweapon right here made me piss my pants as a child. Before I get started explaining the history behind the B.O.W, I'd like to talk about the history of the parasites attached to it, the Las Plagas. Las Plagas come from the remote mountainous regions of Spain. Las Plagas quite literally means the plagues, showing that they are parasitic in nature. There are 3 stages of Las Plagas called A, B, and C. These parasites are used by Osmond Sadler in order to gain money. And in order to gain money, he becomes the leader of a shady occult organization called the Los Illuminados, which is also a Spanish militant organization. Now onto the actual Regenerator itself. While I keep calling them Regenerators, it is more understandable to call them "Get the fuck away from me, don't want shit to do with your weird ass breathing." Like, listen to this. Imagine hearing that shit at 3 AM as a child. Well anyways, the Regenerators are byproducts of research in Plaga-based bioweapons, meaning that they weren't the final product. They are made by implanting multiple parasites within the human body, and this causes the body to mutate a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. They are kept in cold storage on an unnamed island where they hibernate until they are awoken. At number 4, we have Alexia Ashford from the Code Veronica game. Let me give you a little history on the bitch I call Alexia Ashford. Alexia was a member of the British nobility coming from the, you guessed it, Ashford family. She has no parents. She is a clone of the late Veronica Ashford, the first countess of the Ashford family. She became a virologist within Umbrella Pharmaceuticals in order to work on viruses and create her own, which will eventually become the T. Veronica virus. The T. Veronica virus is the progenitor virus and an ancient virus found on the inside of a queen ant fused together. She would test this on humans, and at one point, out of sheer hatred for her father, she tested it on him. The virus ended up turning her dad into the monster that you have to fight, called Nosferatu in Antarctica. Eventually she realized that you have to have a long incubation period in order for the virus to not kill you or make you a mindless monster. She would be put into cryostasis until the virus would become one with her, and then she would have full control of all the powers that we brought to her. Now before we continue on, I would like to say, this bitch looked like a fucking plant. She was strong as hell too. I remember fighting her. Like my toenails were like gripping the fucking carpet, dude. I was like, oh damn. Am I gonna lose here? I'm not gonna lose here, am I? I did good on that fight. It took me a couple tries. Young me was really bad at games. She was a tank. But thank the Lord that her dad made a special fucking weapon to kill her. The linear launcher. The linear launcher made Alexia Ashford look like my dad's hairline in one shot. Non-existent. All in all, she's a really cool boss. I really love her design. It's really neat. That's why it's like probably one of my top 5 bosses. Like, it's just so nice looking. I really enjoyed it. It's really weird whenever she gets like the nesting pod. Oh, it's a really good fight though. And I really like her character design. That's the main reason she's up here, is for character design. At number 3, we have the genetic T-virus zombie that you first see in Resident Evil 1. This is the dude that started it all for me. He's the reason I have this addiction, a very unhealthy addiction at that. Let me tell you, when I was playing this game on my dad's PS1, I wasn't ready for the horde that was this motherfucker turning around. These zombies, or the ones that I am talking about, were transformed by the T-virus through contaminated water, getting bit, or getting scratched. That is basically all that these are. They're just hollow husks, reanimated corpses. You know, nothing much with them. But all I can tell you more about the lore about them is that they are the first known T-virus zombies were created by James Marcus. However, whenever you let these bitches turn into something a lot scarier, if they are left sitting out like a can of Coke in the hot Arizona sun. Disclaimer, I am not from Arizona. They just get worse. They turn red. Their nails become sharper. They have high stamina and bloodlust. They breathe really weirdly. They sound like me after I run like 3 meters. They're called Crimson Heads. I remember playing this game and I saw them in the remastered version. Made me shit myself. Ow. Coming in at number 2, we have Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 3 Remastered. With the relatively recent release of Resident Evil 3 Remastered, Nemesis is a hot topic in my head. Nemesis was created using the Alpha A&E parasites and a T-103, which is created from the T-virus. T-103 is literally Mr. X, they're bald, tall, kinda hot. And they were transformed into the mindless, will hunt you down no matter what, tentacle monster piece of shit, Nemesis. I can give this guy a hard time because he ran my hairline a couple times in Resident Evil 3 Remastered with his crazy ass ending fight on Inferno mode where he just slaps you 3 times and I don't want to get into it. Nemesis, we know, has a famous voice line, and it is because he was given orders to track down and kill any STARS members. Specifically the Alpha team members, which were the only ones that really were there, you know? Fuck you, Joel. You know, since you can program these guys to do anything you want, is it possible to program them to be your girlfriend? Asking for a friend. There are some instances of T-103s that were implanted with the Alpha A&E parasite to actually retain a sense of ego and self-awareness, and they tried to escape. Keyword: tried. The best part about Nemesis is that his older counterpart, not the remake, is so much better than him. Like, the older ones is like, there are so many cooler features, like choosing to fight him, and when to run away. He killed my man Brad, we didn't get to see that, sadly. In order to avenge Brad, Jill did one of the most fucking badass things she has ever done. Besides become really hot in RE5, of course. She fucking blew Nemesis 2 bits and pieces using a railgun. I would love to see more content surrounding this character. How badass it is. Imagine the destruction it would cause if there wasn't plot armor around every single fucking STARS character. Like, that dude could like fucked up so much more shit, dude. Let's be real here. He was impervious. Impervious! Oh my god! Coming at number 1, we have Salazar from Resident Evil 4. Wait, what do you mean I have the wrong script? Are you sure? Oh, this is the script for characters I fucking hate with all my life? Here's the right one? Thank you. At number 1, we have the Nanos from the Outbreak Files. The Nanos is not a very well documented character because, you know, they don't really talk about him. He's never really used ever again. He's just in that one game, and the game's really tiny itself. Not a lot of like fan base around it. It's still a very fun game. This handsome beast is wearing a thong, and he was named after the Greek god of death. He is wearing a fucking thong and going into battle. This man's crazy. I would do anything to see him in real life, dude. The Nanos was based off the research of the T-103, the same tyrant that Nemesis was created off of. But Greg Mueller preferred the stature of the T-002, so he created it with that in mind. Nanos, being the tank that he is, took on Carl, Dustin, and Nikolai in the back square of the university. He was eating up submachine gun fire like it was fucking cereal. This dude is getting loaded upon by a bunch of professional mercenaries from the UBCS and not worrying about it. He came out with no damage, dude. His thong wasn't even scratched. Oh my god. Sadly, he wasn't too smart of a guy though. He couldn't catch university students. He could, however, catch me with that rockin' thong that he was wearing. I'm sorry, I'm talking about his thong a lot, but like, it's just hard not to, dude. After failing to catch the university student, C4 was set off by Nikolai after killing Greg Mueller. The C4 would severely injure the Nanos. He lost his arm, and then he mutated into a super tyrant form, still missing an arm. But you know what he wasn't missing? He still had the thong on. Watch, look at this photo. You see it? Look at that thong. The before, after, he still has the thong. The Nanos was sadly beaten by the survivors from the university using the Ampel shooter, which had a vaccine that was made from his own blood. And this ended his whole career right then and there. Kind of like an NBA shooter who just tore his ACL. Regardless of what sport you play, if you tear your ACL, you're probably not playing for a good bit there, buddy. Well, that was my top 5 Resident Evil, Tyrants, and B.O.Ws. I really enjoyed making this video so far. Like, right now I'm just in the recording phase. I haven't even like actually tried like the video editing yet as I'm saying this. And I'm so excited to get onto it. It's my first video I've ever made. I'd like to ask that y'all please be a little nice to me. After all, it's my first time ever making a video. And I like some I would love some critiques and like what I can do better. Like whether that be mic, visuals, I'll do everything in my power to make this all better. thank you for actually stopping by and watching this video. If you make it this far, I really do appreciate it. Regardless of that, have a great day. Bye.